Hello everyone and welcome to the video on graphics card. And today we're going to do a little in-depth study of graphics card where we talk about what are graphics card and how to choose a graphics card. So let's start off with what are graphics card. And I want you to recall that graphics cards are expansion cards or components that decide how to use pixels to create a graphical image. And within graphics card we have a GPU, which is the graphic processing unit. And much like a CPU, it is a circuit that specializes in processing information related to computer graphics and image processing. So we won't be talking about integrated graphics more. What we'll be talking about is called a discrete or dedicated graphics card, which is an external expansion card that we can install into our PCI slots of our motherboard so it can do its graphical calculations and instructions. So dedicated graphic cards comes with its own RAM built in, its own processing unit, its own power regulator, its own heat sinks, and it contains integrated chips that are for graphics processing. So everything, it's a circuit that just is built to specialize for graphic-based calculations. So with this comes the GPU, which is the graphics processing unit. It is a circuit that is designed for processing digital video image output. It is integrated in motherboards or CPU and also within dedicated graphics card. And its purpose is to process this display output and is used for complex calculation to be shared with the system's CPU and GPU. So let's talk about choosing a graphics card. And these are the factors that you want to consider when you're choosing a graphics card. First is your system's purpose. For graphics, there are two types of graphics cards. Either they are gaming-based graphics card or graphics-intensive work graphics card, and they will usually be separated by those two features. Next, you want to look at your software specification requirements. If you're playing a high-end video game, you need a high-end gaming card or video card that supports that the specification that the software requires. If you're doing a lot of graphic intensive work such as video editing or even data calculations, you need graphics cards that are designed for those type of calculation. Then you also want to choose the best chipset manufacturer at that time for your budget. So the two main chipset manufacturers are AMD and NVIDIA. So you're really asking yourself, do I want an AMD based graphics card or do I want a NVIDIA based video card? Then we also look at the graphic card specification, which are separated by GPU clock speed, VRAMs, and number of cores. And also, the other two things that you want to also consider is, does it fit inside your case, and do you have a slot for it on your motherboard? If you bought a smaller motherboard, you might not have enough space for an expansion graphics card, and you might have to just use the integrated graphics that is available from your motherboard or your processor. So what is GPU clock speed? Much like the processor and the RAM, it determines how many calculations a GPU can calculate per second, and GPU speeds are calculated in hertz. So faster the GPU, the better expected performance. And they're usually measured in megahertz or gigahertz, million instructions per second, or billion instructions per second. So faster the GPU, the better expected performance. Next, VRAM stands for Video RAM. It is an integrated RAM found in dedicated graphics card that allows simultaneous reading and writing of data. And these RAMs are specialized for video-related data. It is mainly used for video-based memory. It is used to improve performance of graphics card. It allows the system to read in data while sending data to a screen output simultaneously. And more VRAM the card has, the better performance you can get out of your graphics card. So today we did an in-depth study of graphics card, and we talked about what are graphics card and how to choose a graphics card for your computer. Thank you for watching, and stay classy.